Good morning, everyone. It's Sunday morning, about almost 9:30 here in the East. Hope everyone's had a good weekend so far. Hope everyone's going to hopefully be able to enjoy the long weekend ahead of them. If you have one, unfortunately, if not, I apologize for that. But just kind of getting a little bit into the MLB hot stove, which has been not as hot. It's been it's been an interesting off season so far. For MLB free agents and their agents alone. It's just been, like I said, quite the interesting year. You know, a couple guys went off the board early, and then I think we might start to see the dominoes fall now as we head into spring training with a lot of the teams with pitchers and catchers already reported, and a lot of other teams set to have their full squads report. It started off, well, last night we got the news that Eric Hosmer has finally been taken off the board. He signed what is reported to believe an 8-year contract with a 5-year opt-out, so he can opt out after the 5 years, worth around $140 million. So I believe the dominoes will start to fall now. That will kind of allow Mike Moustakas, I believe, to return back to Kansas City. It's going to be interesting to see how this goes, because I think there were a couple teams that I thought should have been in play for Hosmer, and I believe now Moustakas. I think the St. Louis Cardinals should be one of those teams with, especially in the Central being the way it is, with the Cubs obviously getting better, and then, signing Yu Darvish to that $126 million contract, which was the rich get richer in that situation. I think the Cubs are obviously going to be one of the teams, obviously to beat again here in the National League. But then if you look at the Milwaukee Brewers, the Brewers got a lot better. And I think the Central is going to be where it's at again this year. I just think that, and I think the Reds, I know we're here in Cincinnati, and I think the Reds are going to be a team that's going to make a lot of noise. I don't necessarily think playoffs by any means, but they're a team that can have a serious impact on what goes on here in the National League this year. It's going to be mighty interesting from this team here in Cincinnati. But I think if you look all around the league, obviously with the signings that have kind of gone down, I think the West is going to be mighty interesting. With the Padres, I think the Padres are going to be a very good team here within the next couple years. I don't think it'll be this year. The Padres will be a solid team, but I just don't think, obviously with the addition of Hosmer, who is, I think he's obviously one of the best first basemen in the league, period. Having him now, signing in the AL West, going from the AL Central to the National League West, I should say. Obviously, the Giants got a lot better. You still have the Dodgers, who are the Dodgers. The Rockies are a team that, if they can continue to stay healthy, they're going to be a nasty team to play. So it's going to be a battle between the National League West and the National League Central, I think, for supremacy in the league, period. I just think that it's going to be mighty interesting. It's going to be another team that's going to intrigue me is going to be the Arizona Diamondbacks, and how they handle, if they're able to bring back JD Martinez, then there you go. It's going to be the West. I think everything's going to shift from the Central to the West with talent wise and power. Basically, is it's got that potential to shift that way. But it's going to be. With Hosmer signing that deal, that's definitely going to lay it out now for JD Martinez to either sign, I believe, with the Diamondbacks or obviously the Red Sox, which is what we keep hearing. Both teams are seriously in play for him. It's going to be one that it's going to be quite the intriguing next few days. There's a lot of free agents still out there. Jake Arrieta is one that I'm surprised has not been signed yet. But again, it's been. A lot of teams are no longer going for those big contracts, and as soon as I say that, you get Darvish getting 6, and then you get Hosmer getting 8. But you're not seeing as many of those. These guys are asking for them, but I think the Padres, to get a guy of Hosmer's magnitude, I think was something that they had a chance to get him, and and they snagged him. I think it's a great signing for the Padres, who like I said, they've got some talent coming up here, and they're going to be a team that, is going to make some noise in the National League West here in the next couple years. So if you're a fan of baseball, this is going to be an interesting year, especially with what we got going on in New York with, I think the Mets are going to be a pretty darn good team with the addition of Frazier and then bringing back Jay Bruce. So there's some familiarity with those guys. But then if you look at, obviously, the New York Yankees with what they have, they've got one of the craziest lineups you're going to see with power. Just the power alone from Stanton, a Judge. Just those two guys alone. It's ridiculous. You got Sanchez in there. It's just, the American League East is obviously the Yankees have had enough of it, basically, and they made their team significantly better. The Blue Jays, I think, have a chance to, if they can stay completely healthy, they've got a chance to make some noise for that. I believe that second spot. I think the division's going to belong to the New York Yankees. Period. The Red Sox, it's going to be really interesting to see what they do. If they can get JD Martinez, that'd be a big get for them. And here's a chance for them to try and keep pace with the New York Yankees right now, who've gone out there and they've made some significant waves and brought in some big pieces for their lineup, and they're looking to stay atop the American League. And obviously the Houston Astros, defending World Series champs, they get up there and they bring in Garrett Cole from the Pirates, who, it's just another humongous piece of their starting rotation, and adding on to a team that is already loaded with, Keuchel, you got Lance McCullers, you've got Justin Verlander, obviously. So, you got guys like that. Then you add on a Garrett Cole. It's going to be a fun season to watch if you're a baseball fan, and it's just, you can't ask for much more. So those are just my quick thoughts here. On my way back from the gym here. So I just kind of want to get a couple baseball thoughts out there. It's been a while. We've had some technical difficulties with the website. Had an issue with our domain and everything like that. So, but we are back up and running. That is confirmed. We're kind of changing the look up a little bit. So thank you guys, for your patience, everything like that, and checking it out. We're looking to kind of revamp everything, kind of rebrand it a little bit, focus a little more local here. But within the next couple weeks, looking to get a couple big things out there. I'm working on an organizational review, looking at the Cincinnati Reds organization and what we have in the future here in Cincinnati, which, I believe the future is bright. We've got some seriously dangerous arms in the rotation. So, folks, I'm telling you, this is going to be a Reds team to look out for. Like I said, I'm not expecting playoffs or anything like that, but they're going to be a team that's going to be a lot better than people think. I'm not seeing a last place team if our pitching stays healthy this year. So, but again, I'm working on a organizational review. I've done that in the past for those of you who have seen that article. Takes a while to do it. It's a lot of in-depth stuff. So look for that. Obviously, with FC Cincinnati coming up, getting a couple things out for them as well. We're looking for a Major League Baseball preview. We're looking at getting that up. So. Obviously with the Bengals draft, that coming up, looking for a podcast with that. So again, thank you guys so much for your continued support. Again, truly enjoy it. Love getting it out there, and so thank you guys, and have yourselves a fantastic rest of your long weekend. And if you're a NASCAR fan, enjoy the Daytona 500 today. And again, everyone, have a great weekend and take care, and thank you so much.